Yo, 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 welcome everybody to the Set Podcast, episode number 1. Just starting out the podcast today, man. We're gonna delve into a couple topics. Um, just talk about things in the news, man. And have some fun back while we at it, man. It's a late night thing, and we just gonna get it going. Your first topic is, man, the internet has been set ablaze with Katt Williams dropping bombs on everybody in the comedy industry. Now, I have watched the entire interview with Katt, and I also seen the responses and the fallout and people picking sides. What I haven't seen in the responses is people in their responses calling Katt Williams a liar. Now, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not. But I've scoured the internet and looked at those responses, and I don't see it. I do not see. I haven't seen anybody calling him a liar. Which is the crazy part, because if somebody was saying some crazy off the wall stuff about me and what I got going on, our history, whatever, I definitely would come out. Okay, I wouldn't say definitely come out, but I would come out and refute those with facts. But I haven't really seen that. Now, was Katt sauced up in that interview? Some could say that, but I don't know if he really was. I think he had an agenda. He came in and he had every target laid out, 150 yards, and he was knocking them off center mass every time. Yeah. So, where does everybody else fall out on that, man? 2024 coming in smoking, like, before the year started, everybody was like, this gonna be a new year. We chilling. We coming in. We no beef. Because let me just put this out here right now. And this is not a political podcast by any means, but 2024 is going to be contentious, man. Now, if these first few days of 2024 are any indication of what we in store for the rest of the year, oh boy, buckle down, because it's about to go down, man. We got an election this year, and we got a former president that, been involved in some shit, man, but seems to be still on the track to become the next president. This ain't a political podcast, man. I'm just calling it the way I see it. And now that all the divisiveness has kind of, toned down just a little bit over the last 2 years or whatever, I think it's gonna ramp back up, just because people let politics dictate how they feel about each other. But that's another topic for another day. So back to Katt Williams, and so, man, 2024, bro, like, he has pretty much set the tone for 2024, and I don't, bruh. It's gonna be interesting, man, to see how things go for the rest of the year. Now, we, as the common folks, can really dictate how the rest of 2024 goes. Are we gonna let negativity and saying whatever dictate how we move? Probably. Just because I don't know. We not, I'm good on that, man. So, the next thing I wanted to touch on was AI, man. Artificial intelligence, man. Woo, boy. If you have been on social media anytime in the last 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year, you've seen these pictures of just AI generated everything. Like anything you could think of, there's some sort of AI generated content. Now, I made a video um asking that question and trying to provide some information or some sort of levity, I guess, on the question that has been asked so many times, and that is, will AI take over mankind? It's a pretty broad question, but we tackled that in a video that I posted on YouTube a couple days ago. And it was doing the research on that was kind of enlightening. At the same time, it was kind of scary because I went over the types of AI that we have right now, and the one that could really get us in trouble is the one that isn't really fully explored or developed yet. For the main reason that it involves us understanding how humans react, interact, whatever, right? And that has to be programmed into the AI model in order for it to do that. We ain't got that far yet. Will we get there if humans keep tinkering around with it? Probably. But we haven't gotten there yet. So for right now, doing things with AI is all trivial. But that's going to be a buzzword for 2024. It was a buzzword in 2022, kind of slacked off a little bit in 23, but 24, everything is going to have some sort of AI tag, from your phones, your TVs, your computers, everything, man. Even to the point now where I seen an article on The Verge, where they had the story about ChatGTP or ChatGPT in trouble with, I want to say it was the New York Times, because you could simply ask ChatGPT to read you a New York Times article and it would read it to you. Now, OpenAI or ChatGPT is they're getting sued for copyright infringement. So that's where we're going with that now. And I was listening to the podcast when they were talking about it, and one of the correspondents asked the question, like, okay, so if I read a New York Times article and I tell somebody else what was in the article, am I infringing on copywritten material? Good question. But if OpenAI and ChatGPT are using that content to make money or build a platform, whatever, without acknowledging the New York Times, is that copyright infringement? Even though it's basically reciting an article that is hosted on their web. It's gonna get crazy with this whole AI thing, man, and it ain't going nowhere. Because the ability for the creators to create using AI, that has opened up a whole lot of like different things for creators in their creative processes. Number one, it cuts down on time. And number two, it cuts down on resources, especially when you say, okay, I want to be a graphic design artist. Okay, you need an iPad, you need an Apple Pencil, or you need some sort of slate or something to, draw your ideas or draft your ideas up, and, you go from there. But with the thing with AI, you could just prompt any one of these AI models to give you the content that you're asking for. And you can either scrap it, or you can use that as inspiration, or copy it one for one and go from there. So, man, listen, 2024 is about to be nuts with this whole AI thing. And I don't know. I'm along for the ride because I'm a tech nerd, tech geek, whatever you want to call me. But I'm along for the ride because I just want to see how far I can push the boundaries of these AI models. So, yeah, off of my nerd shit now. Let's talk about some sneakers, man. January is a pretty dry month, man, for sneakers. Like 100%. There's like not a lot of sneakers coming out in the month of January. We got a Jordan 1 releasing this weekend in the ochre colorway, which is kind of like a darker yellow. I think it may be lighter than the taxi yellow color, but I need to see them in hand to take a look at those. But those are probably going to be available too, for the main reason that I don't really think anybody's checking for Jordan 1s anymore. And I won't say the market has changed, but it has. The last few Jordan brand releases, if they weren't on a collab or something like that, they've been definitely available. I would say sitting, but we don't really say that because it's a good time to be a sneakerhead. You can get what you want at this point for retail, unless you're talking about a collab. But I do believe those Jordan 1s are going to sit or be available this weekend just for that reason. Like, the market is saturated with Jordan 1s. That color is too close to the taxi colorway. And what other ones had that yellow? There's a couple other ones, shoes that had that yellow, but I seen today on Nike that they already released the lows, not the OG cut, but they released the low Jordan 1s with that ochre colorway. And they got some mids that's dropping with the black toe and that ochre colorway. So Nike is essentially, they flooding the market, man, and we're not eating them up like we used to, which makes it cool to be a sneakerhead right now. Or a younger person that, you begged and you begged and you begged your mom or your dad finally to take you to get a pair of shoes, and you're able to get an OG cut or a low of those Jordan 1s. So will the market circle back on Jordan 1s? I don't think so. Not anytime soon. I think it'll probably be another, maybe, I don't know, 10 years or so before we circle back on Jordan 1s. Or it may be shorter. I'm not sure. But I just think it was a heck of a run for Jordan 1s. And I think that the market is so saturated right now. That's why nobody's really checking for them. Unless it's a collab or something like that. So, but again, the month of January is pretty light, man. I don't see myself checking for anything else other than the Jordan 1 low Chinese New Year, which I'm probably going to try to get those. Just because I don't believe they're going to drop in the US if they follow the same suit that the other Chinese New Year Jordan 1s have. Now, the Air Force 1s, those always drop over here. But it was the year of the dragon this year for the Jordan 1s. And I'm going to try to get those just because I need a pair of those in the collection. And I want to diversify. Not necessarily saying that that's diverse, but you get the picture. Now, for February, that's a whole different can of worms right there, man. Boy. The number one sneaker that everybody's probably going to be going after, or at least I think everybody's going to be going after, is the Jordan 4 Bread reimagines. Now, we already know what that shoe looks like if you're any sort of sneakerhead and been following the news. That sneaker is basically a Jordan 4 bread with all leather instead of nubuck. Yep. Now, when those first were like, we got some images of those initially, I don't think everybody was really feeling those. I don't think so. But I think they have gained some traction, and those are supposed to come out around All-Star. But this is almost the time where we're going to see a shock drop or two on the sneakers app, and we'll see how much traction they gain at that point. Do I see them selling out? More than likely, because it's a black and red sneaker and it's a Jordan 4. So those are kind of always a slow burn. Like, they'll hit, and then, not that we really care about the resale, they'll hit, and then let's say 3 months after, 4 months after, they'll have that Jordan 4 effect, and then the price will just skyrocket. But again, these are all leather and it's black and red, so I don't think we'll be able to go too wrong with those in February. So I'm going to try to get them because I don't have the other ones, the nubuck ones that came out in 19, I believe. I had 3 pair of them, man, 3 pair. And I, for whatever reason, I sold all 3 of them. I still, for the life of me, don't understand why I did that, but it is what it is. I got plenty of other sneakers in the bread colorway that I can wear. So, definitely won't be doing that this time. When I get them, I'm not letting them go, even though it's all leather. I think that makes a shoe easier to wear anyway. So we'll keep it like that. But I will circle back though. For the Jordan 11 DMPs or gratitudes or holiday 11s, whatever you want to call them, right? I made that damn shoe my number one sneaker of 2023, man. And I did that because I love Jordan 11s, right? And I love the colors. I made that shoe my number one because of the wearability, right? Any other pair of Jordan 11s I have, that mesh is so hard to keep clean, right? So I figured, oh, this one has an all leather upper. This is dope. I can wear this shoe all the time. Well, not necessarily all the time, but you know what I mean. I can wear it more than I would have worn the Concords, right? Now, my Concords, I have wore them several times since the last release. You know, that was what, 2018? Yeah, with the 4.5 on the back. I didn't beat them, but I wore them. You know what I mean? And I go on a cruise for Christmas or whatever. I wear the shoe, the gratitudes, one time, and that's during embarkation, and that's when you get on the ship to start your cruise, right? I wore them on embarkation, right? Cool. Get in the room, chilling. The rest of the day, chilling, not doing much. I still have them on. Cool. I get to where we go. Where did I wear those? I think we were in the Dominican Republic, right? I had them on, and I wore them around. Didn't do much, but if you know how to wear sneakers, you know how to wear sneakers and not scuff and scratch them, right? I get back to the room later that evening, and I look down, and actually my son caught it before I did, and he's like, "That's a big crease." I look down and I'm like, bruh, that's a big crease. Never seen that. You know, on any of my Jordan 11s, I don't have any creases. no scuffs, no nothing. The patent leather is great. But for some reason on these Jordan 11 Gratitudes, that patent leather is like paper. And I'm not happy about it because I made that shoe my damn number one shoe for 2023 for the reasons of wearability, and I like the colors. Now I got to tuck that shoe because, I can probably get another pair for a decent price right now, but I don't really believe in double ups. But and I get it. You're supposed to wear your shoes. And I do. I wear my shoes, but for whatever reason, that pair of shoes has patent leather like paper. And I'm not happy about it. So if you have a pair of DMPs or Gratitudes, let me stop saying DMP, it's a different shoe. The Gratitudes, and you haven't worn them yet, just be cautious because the patent leather again is like paper. I'm not happy about it. But on a lighter note, man, if you stuck with me this long, you made it through the episode 1 of the Set podcast, where we're gonna try to do this at least twice a week, man. And do a little late night thing and, just talk. And eventually I'll have it set up to where we can take some phone calls during the podcast to have some guests on that they want to talk. We ain't going to have it on Katt Williams level, but we going to do some stuff here on the set, man. So thanks for checking us out, man. This your boy Money Matt, back from the set. Thanks for listening to me. And I'm gone.